gauge that they don't have the firepower to chew through Yuumi and Karma. In the later stages, things get very, very awkward now. So they have Bard set up with Slicing Maelstrom and Galio Ultimate, but outside of that, it's just going to be very difficult. And I really love the R5 Corki here because he can Valkyrie backwards, he can peel, they can concave very well, and that's going to disrupt Hanwha Life's team composition a great deal and cause a whole lot of problems. So DRX, they start out sinning a lot.
Yeah.
And then Hanwha Life, they get a little bit excited. They're like, oh, we want to sin too. Corki comes in, saves the day for DRX. So just feels like it's going to be very rough for Hanwha Life to try to figure out some way to win this.
Yeah, it's also really, really hard when a Corki basically gets gifted lane priority. I mean, this is what happens when you counterpick for Chovy, but the Galio isn't able to offer too much when it comes to, you know, early aggression in a lane, and it means that Corki will be able to utilize his range advantage a lot more than he can in other matchups, right? So should be that DRX will be able to control mid lane, and from that point, be able to get Pyosik around this map pretty comfortably to cause a ruckus in the early game. I also feel like late game is going to be really scary from DRX just because Corki scales so well and Yuumi can augment everyone into being basically a CC powerhouse, does extra damage, catch potential's really high, and then you include Karma and Lee Sin on top of that, and you've really got yourself some trouble, especially when it comes to getting picks in that mid game. So DRX have got themselves a pretty balanced composition, certainly looking a bit squishy from the outset, but I think is going to be a little bit better than you may have initially assumed. Hanwha Life with definitely a pile-in composition, which is sort of like let Viper deal with things by himself, hope that Lehends lands a decent ultimate, and then get Slicing Maelstrom with a heroic entrance on top of it. It certainly will take a little bit more control and finesse to make it work in some of these fights, whereas DRX just get to play DRX style.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be a little bit frightening for Hanwha Life, because DRX's style has been winning. That's been what they've been doing. And I think I told a lie before, by the way. I think I said that DRX lost to Gen G. They didn't. They lost to KT. That was the only team that they fell down to. So I apologize, everyone. It was Deft throwing a bone to his former team. Not bad.
Perfect.
Don't want to have a perfect first round run, okay? You got to make sure you lose one game. So Deft making sure that he gives it to a former squad that he was on.
And Deft getting a little bit excited in that brush over there. He's very happy. Yuumi also getting a workout in on the right-hand side.
Yep, like it a lot.
I really like these Yuumi colors as well on the skin.
It's a shame that we don't get to see her more often, isn't it?
True.
Something that I never thought I'd ever say.
What is this Corki skin? Looks like a...
It's a chroma, isn't it? It's just Corki chroma.
Looks like a Siberian Husky.
Yeah, a little bit.
It looks like Balto.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
Yeah, we're calling that Balto. That's not Corki anymore.
That's beautiful. I'm totally down. We've also got a white cat as well.
And
we're calling that Dongcho, because that's the name of my cat.
Okay. I can't pronounce that very well.
If you can't pronounce it, it's fine. You just Changy.
What?
That's his nickname. His nickname's Changy.
Perfect.
It's totally fine.
Well, Karma. We see our win rates here. 4 wins by Rascal, 2 by Doran, 1 by Summit.
She's pretty good in the top lane, is what this stat is
losses?
basically telling us. I think she's 100% win rate so far. We do have Doran taking Airy this time around, though, so not quite as comfortable. Not wanting to take the Grasp of the Undying in a range versus range matchup, which I guess you could understand.
The Airy is also going to scale a little bit better against Hanwha Life's team comp because the Airy can be applied to teammates, give them over the shield.
Yeah, true.
And all that they have to do is really survive the burst. So even though Lucian, Karma, Yuumi, Corki, Lee Sin, they're all very squishy targets, they're not tanky at all, there's so much EHP granted by Yuumi and Karma. And I mean, as everything's going right now, things are pretty fine. It's very difficult for Olaf to coordinate a gank in almost any of these lanes. It's kind of a nightmare. I mean, Lee Sin doesn't really have a purpose either, outside of vacuum 1v1.
That Q's going to do a lot of damage, but Haru does have the passive. Chovy going to move on over, and first blood goes to Haru. Don't know whether you wanted to take that fight, my friend, as Chovy's going to get flashed on. Immediate flash out as Chovy surviving for so long. The power of Yuumi. And it's a 1-for-1 in the end. DRX pull ahead by about 100 gold for a few moments.
Yeah.
Saved by the bottom lane.
And Mireu, I mean, he's going to end up coming in to teleport right here in mid lane. Corki's just going to CS the last of it. Not going to be able to do anything else. Crosshair's bomb goes out. Little squeaky toy. Now he's going to go back. And it looks like he's going to channel his recall, but that's in the spot where I think he anticipates that he's going to get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see Lehends and Viper, they're trying to shove in the wave, but Lucian and Yuumi's back, so now it's on them to recall. So Chovy's actually staying inside of the lane. He has 25 onto his call already. Just continuing to farm up. We'll see what his first item's going to be. Obviously, Pyosik, a little bit questionable. But nonetheless, I mean, DRX comes out ahead in the summoner department. Now, Olaf's lifesteal really can't be understated.
Yeah.
Even though Haru second guesses himself for a little bit, he still ends up getting the kill. And Chovy manages to flash back in, makes it to Yuumi.
Yeah, Deft's heal, and then the zoomies come out. And that is just a little bit too much. Actually, no, it's Keria's heal. As he is, of course, Yuumi, so he's going to take that in that lane. And it does mean that they get to run triple teleport as well in this composition. Which does get them around this map a lot more comfortably. Deft currently 1-0 on the Lucian thus far this season, I believe.
We'll see what else ends up happening here inside of this game. It's going to be Pickaxe picked up first on Corki, so not going to go for the tier as he tries to power into Monomune. As Gatling Gun comes out, a lot of damage onto the Galio. He has more than enough sustain, so he can just take these trades. CuVee is under quite a lot of pressure. Now, the other thing is with the Ezreal and the Bard, and with the Galio in mid lane, it's a little bit awkward for Olaf to just freely do the Dragon. You can see that Olaf's, he's on the right-hand side of the map, but so is Pyosik, and Chovy can almost just get priority on a moment's notice. Lucian and Yuumi can't really move for this right now. Haru's going to check the Blast Plant. Doesn't actually check on the Gromp.
Interesting. Pyosik probably knows that this is happening, especially with Lehends cheating upwards.
Yeah.
Mireu is going to be moving on down, but they've got control vision everywhere around this bottom side river, so it should mean that this Ocean Drake is very comfortably given over to Hanwha, and Lehends is going to come good on his promise to Doran. This time around, he's the one that's going to be able to grab that first Drake. Doran, of course, with a lot less ability to actually get down there and affect that situation. But I think like one of the main things that came out of that initial skirmish was the fact that Haru does have a pretty decent advantage over Pyosik. He hit level 5 much earlier, will hit level 6 before the Lee Sin does, and is currently a few camps ahead as well as he's going to finish clearing out his jungle. And we'll probably look for that next back. See whether Pyosik can try and find his way back into this matchup.
Meanwhile, in mid lane, Chovy sitting very comfortable against Mireu. So 9 CS right now. Also, that call is almost completed. It's almost 70% of the way there. 61% actually.
Which is a kill, so when we're calculating the player of the game vote, we need to add an extra kill to the Corki.
Right.
So when that is cashed in, that's 1-0-1.
Towards the end of the game, I'm going to have to take a dip over to the Korean caster desk. I'm gonna have to
right, okay. Yeah. No, I think you need to sign some forms.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to make sure that we're really
Yeah. I understand.
getting everything right.
And at the same time, I'm going to have to go to the observers and also do that.
Yeah, you're going to need to get to that room. We really can't have...
No, we can't.
We need to have unanimous votes.
There's Viper. He's going to get exhausted. Oh, piercing light putt. Deft is looking for the culling now. Flash out from Viper. Not actually trusting Lehends to body block it or to have enough HP to actually block it successfully. As DRX, they rain bullet hell down on Hanwha Life Esports. And Viper will be able to teleport back to the lane.
Yeah. He's going to TP back in. Lehends didn't have flash. And so if he takes a lot of damage, Lucian can just or Keria can activate heal. They can then pick up the kill onto Lehends. Viper is down a little bit in the CS department. Still hasn't lost a turret plate yet, so it's not the end of the world, at least in that regard. Mountain Dragon coming up first. is pretty valuable for both of these team compositions. Obviously, DRX wants as many resistances as they possibly can get. Pyosik is going to start up on the Rift Herald.
Yeah, bit of a rotation over here from Deft and Keria as well. So will be DRX locking this one down.
Ezreal already got about 100 gold plus the XP, so that's going to invalidate the Herald just in a vacuum because they're rotating the bot lane to do it. But now they're going to initiate lane swap.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Doran teleporting towards the bottom side to pick up that wave, most likely. Not even going to teleport, he's just going to wander on down there. There's a decent minion wave, and it's parked right underneath that turret, just outside of turret range. So minion wave doing okay things here, as that cannon should be able to soak up a fair bit of this. As the Karma makes his way down. Okay, Chovy, yet again, clearing out minions. 9 on the cull.
Yeah. And we'll see what else is going to end up happening inside of this game. As Deft and Keria, they're trying to pile up a lot of waves, but I mean, Lucian's not pathing up here, so I don't know what the delay is, because now they have to stick around. They can't recall because the wave's location.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Deft's being so reserved with his monopool. Not really achieving anything. Does get a big trade-off on CuVee, so CuVee apparently allergic to spacing is what's going on here.
Well, Lehends to clear out some control vision. That's going to cause Deft to move on back. Does have a slight advantage. In fact, everyone does outside of the top side of the map. And I think it has a lot to do with Doran having to move towards that bottom lane. And we're going to switch everyone back. So, 57 seconds until that Mountain Drake is up. And so smart of DRX to move the most people there towards that bottom side so they can try and challenge for this second Dragon. I think a lot of teams have been giving up second Drakes way too much here in the LCK. And so hopefully DRX are not going to make the same mistake, because they are currently leading in the LCK and should be setting a good example to our other teams.
Well, teleport is available on Karma. Doran is going to pick up all of these minions. Kennen is just slightly ahead of her right now. In EXP, actually Doran's ahead probably, because Kennen's going to miss some of this XP, and he's only about 1 minion deep into level 9, so...
Ooh, also there is a Rift Herald.
Yeah,
Doran.
And I like what CuVee's doing. He knows that he has to concede the top wave in order to be relevant at this dragon fight, and so he's just immediately moving over. We don't see top laners actually do this enough. Teleport coming down, Valkyrie.
Yeah, package actually has to be used.
Yeah.
Chovy, we'll see whether he can find the poke, because there's the Rift Herald to be thrown down towards the top lane. And this Mountain Drake has been picked up. Teleport available from the Karma. Pyosik in the area. Will be able to safeguard to Deft here, so it will be a 50-50.
This should be actually a very good fight for DRX.
Yeah, a lot of poke damage already coming down here, as it is going to be the Mountain Drake secured. Oh, the double golden, but it's going to nullify CuVee's ultimate. Oh dear, that is called anti-synergy between Lehends and CuVee. And they are going to lose their Kennen. Not too much more though. Still, this is bad news. Infernal Drake now going to be coming up, and that's going to be our soul for this game also.
Yeah.
And that screams DRX.
And so, things are looking very bad for Hanwha Life right now. They're down 2,000 gold. And it just really does not appear as though anything in this game is going to be going very well for them. They also had Galio and Kennen both commit to the Proto Belt super early. And so that's going to be a thing to take notice of later on in the game, as long as we consider scaling. And when we take a look at the replay, Karma, the thing that she's able to do in these fights is when the concave is the way that it is, her mantra shield for all of her teammates, it basically invalidates Hanwha Life's raw hard-on engage. And so when resistances start coming in too, Chovy has the shield right there. Yuumi also with Lucian. Now, they get locked up. Tether comes in. And the threat of Karma, I mean, this concave, it's not easy for Hanwha Life to fight against. And Ezreal hates his teammates. So,
yeah.
Oh,
Chovy taking a bit of damage here. He's going to flash out of the way of Haru. Yeah. And I guess I misspoke when I said that it was sort of anti-synergy between Lehends and CuVee. It was more anti-synergy between Lehends and Mireu, because he gets the taunt down and then can't really do anything else because he's golden. The rest of DRX just get to stand there and wait. And then they're able to win the fight in the end, as
Yeah.
Deft going to avoid the Tempered Fate with a decent Relentless Pursuit. His Blade of the Ruined King is completed. But Chovy very close to his Trinity Force.
Yeah.
Real scary as Mireu looking for this fight towards the bottom side. The culling, bit of a fadeaway there from Deft, his Magical Journey. Taken by Hanwha Life, and Deft just continuing to try and get damage down. This is one of his most aggressive picks in the Lucian, and he's demonstrating exactly that here in this mid-game, as DRX are looking to continue this snowball moving forward.
And at this point, Doran up here in top lane, gonna look for a kill here onto CuVee. Let's see if they can manage to do it. Well, that's not the cleanest execution, but they're still gonna get it in the end. Pyosik, Triumph, comes in, Doran.
Whoa.
Wow, that was very strange, yeah. Oh,
True shot barrage.
Barrage. Can I get a double kill?
Oh, close. Karma is a thing. Never mind. Okay, DRX are going to be able to move their way back. So they take down that turret. Haru's going to start off this blue buff, and we'll be able to give that one over to Mireu. But they are just bleeding gold, man.
Yeah. I mean, so they come in here, Dragon Kick to open it up into the queue by Pyosik. Triumph comes in, and Doran, yeah, I think he was surprised himself that he had aggro. That was very strange for him.
Yeah. But, like, walked back and
Yeah.
got confused. That's fine.
And I feel like Kennen is going to build Oblivion Orb and then go into Morello. And I guess at this point, Kennen's going to be primarily useless regardless because of Karma is going to be so good at invalidating him. So the most he can hope for is to pray for 5-man slicing Maelstrom and applications of Grievous Wounds to targets.
And just pray that Karma isn't in the fight.
Yeah.
To nullify it entirely.
And, you know, I'm so surprised Ardent Sensor isn't being built, because when you have Athene's Unholy Grail, Ardent Sensor is 2,300 gold for 90 AP, 8% movement speed, and that amp for Lee Sin, Corki, and Lucian. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the synergy with the Athenes is just
it's such a
strong.
broken, oppressive item completion. It's not much more expensive, the combo of the two, than going Death Cap and then getting something else, which is obscene when you think about it.
Yeah.
So, little confusing on the itemization out of Doran. He's going for more, well, he's going for more AP and control for himself rather than just investing the shields and utility in his teammates, which would convert to more value than a self-investment, especially with these champions.
Yeah, right. And Keria is going to be doing the same thing. So maybe Doran has this idea that perhaps he doesn't need it. Or maybe he just wants a Lost Chapter first and can sit on that as CuVee, looking for a flank onto Deft and Keria here. Does use the ultimate. There's another exhaust. Deft hasn't taken any damage yet by the looks of things. And that was an engagement with as many ultimates as they could find. Flash out of Haru also invested. Double teleports. And they get about 200 damage on a Lucian.
Yeah, and it's really rough when your champions don't deal damage. The other thing is that Ezreal is hybrid, and so Kennen, Galio, Bard, Ezreal, they're all dealing some magic, so resistances are...
All right, Mireu. Haru is just dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Real dead.
Yeah, Olaf dying is it's nice.
Whoa. I mean, that package was well and truly delivered.
Yeah, it
by
really
Chovy.
was. Honestly, it was like next day delivery, but it shows up same day because it's Chovy.
Right, and Chovy going to go a bit gold here. Keria pops out for a second.
Yeah.
Good Q there from Viper, but they're still going to lose their turret, lose the Drake. Possibly take some chip damage in the mid lane, and just ultimately fall behind. As Trinity Force done for the Corki. DRX fighting around that power spike really nicely. There's vision here for Hanwha Life, but they can watch the dragon go down. They can't do anything about it. And this is just feeling a little bit unfortunate for our 10th place team here in the LCK. Not really figuring it out just yet.
Well,
Chovy though, 2-0 and 1. So I think we're on the way. I think that vote's looking good at this point in time. Unless we feel like Keria's nerfed Yuumi is just too good.
no, it's not. It's really not.
Okay. Just double checking.
You know what they say, right?
I needed to throw that one out for Valdez.
This one's gonna upset you, but dogs are better than cats.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, to be perfectly honest, like this is where the whole turnaround comes in. I was a dog person for like the entirety of my life.
We'll take a look at the dog and cat.
Yeah.
Collapsing onto the
Yeah, well, I
angry
mean, there we
Viking.
go. I mean, this is a cat-dog comp anyway, so I don't even know why we're pulling hairs here.
Exactly.
Doesn't even matter.
Not a big deal.
Totally fine.
Well, we got 3.5 minutes until the next Infernal Soul. This is basically just waiting for Hanwha Life to make a horrible decision in regards to a team fight and then lose from there. Lehends was picked up on Karma, so that's an offensive stat. Black Cleaver on Lee Sin.
Final chapter comes down as the Culling's there, and Deft is able to take down Lehends very comfortably. No magical journey to be taken here today. As DRX just having fun here in this mid-game. They have certainly ridden this snowball very effectively. Shirley's going to pop down in this mid lane, and they'll be able to take down this turret. Possibly even the inner, because yeah, Shirley's not even going to bump her head into that outer turret.
And seems like, another charge. They're going to be able to raise the mid tier 2 turret here as well.
Yeah, Pyosik with a cat, feeling pretty frisky.
Yep.
Finds a Q on a CuVee, but otherwise isn't going to do too much as the charge is going to be nullified with that Tempered Fate. But now it's not going to be utilized in this next fight. Cosmic Binding's good. Still looking to take at least half the health bar of this turret, and they still might be able to seize this. My God. And the shields are insane, LS. Like, Deft, I think, tanked the turret for half of that time, and it didn't even seem to matter.
Karma is not a balanced champion. Very, very good. And glad to see her come out here yet again. She's going to get her 8th victory in top lane. She has no losses right now in LCK. And the power of her as well, and it's why it's so bewildering as to why she's not being seen as much in other regions, is she can go top mid, AD carry, and support.
Yep.
And she has 3 different archetypes that she can go into as a champion. So there's just so much power.
And makes such good use of so many different items.
Yes.
It's crazy. And I think that's what you mean by the whole archetype explanation. You're right. I think Karma is just real busted.
Well, Mireu is just shoving in the bot wave. We can see total damage. Dell. Yeah, it's not a good look, honestly. Not a good look. And you'll notice that Chovy with the 8.3k leading the game right now.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah,
I want you to notice that the 2 solo laners haven't done as much damage as Keria. The 2 solo laners on Hanwha Life combined have done less damage than Yuumi.
Correct.
Let that sink in.
Correct, Dallas. Thank you.
I think we should just give that a moment to breathe.
Honestly, yeah.
That's a stat right there.
So, to
That's
be honest,
one hell of a stat.
Correct.
Oh, God. 7,000 gold, the lead here for DRX. 54 seconds on the Infernal Drake. We'll see whether they just meander on down there, collect themselves a soul point. Deft and Keria back here in this lane. Rapid fire cannon completed here for Chovy for his 3rd item spike. Wait. Corki has 4 item spikes with, like, by the time he's got to 3 items with this particular build, because you get Manamune spike, and then Mireu Mana spike, and Trinity Force spike, and Rapid Fire Cannon spike, and then the Infinity Edge spike. My goodness, he's so spiky. Well, for such an adorable and quite soft and fluffy skin, it's very spiky.
True. I like it.
Yeah.
I like your analysis of that situation.
I think it's all we can really talk about here, because otherwise we're talking about Hanwha Life getting completely bonked.
All right, if you want some action to happen.
Oh yeah, which kind of ice cream?
Exactly. Now, don't utilize vanilla right away.
No, I'm not.
Don't try to use and abuse it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because this happens.
All right, see? Yeah, and then Deft is going to get too excited as the culling. Lehends able to walk himself out the back. And there's the slicing maelstrom they were looking for. Deft just healing himself back up, though, with the help of Keria, who gets on in there. Pyosik looks for more Winds of War. Does a lot of damage to the Lee Sin. As Chovy gets on in here as well. And they haven't managed to kill any members of DRX. I thought that something must have been able to happen. But in the end, nothing.
Invoked Vanilla Ice Cream.
You're the one that said
it. DRX. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you right now. I can't believe you do this.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize.
They almost died there because of you.
Well, let's have a look at the replay of my mistakes. As Deft is going to chase after Lehends. Almost get that kill, and CuVee gets the dream flank. But have a look at the balance that is Karma and Yuumi combined together. 5 people against one little Lucian.
Yep.
And they get his flash. They got his flash.
The shields just grant so much EHP. And this is why it doesn't matter that they're squishies. And the fact that Kennen and Galio, they're so combo reliant, as soon as they go on cooldown, they're useless champions. If you look up useless in the dictionary, the photo that accompanies it is Olaf's icon. And so it's mostly only Ezreal that can try to deal sustained damage and try to chew through everything, but it's just too hard. He's not fed enough. DRX are just so far ahead in every regard.
Yeah, it's 8,000 gold, but honestly, the composition is saying a little bit more than that. QSS completed here by Deft, so he's not going to be worrying about anything. As now DRX, they can probably just chill out around the Baron and just go for some sort of fight. As Pyosik, not going to go too aggressive here, as Deft does have the QSS, pops it right here. Fighting against CuVee and Viper together, but that Mystic Shot isn't going to land, and Deft is going to be A-OK. The Zoomies getting back to full health basically instantly, and not going to be punished whatsoever. Doran, in the meantime, is towards the bottom side, split pushing on Karma, and Chovy's just going to start soloing down this Baron.
Yep. And it looks like Baron's going down very quickly. Double Infernal Dragon. You have Lucian with his Blade of the Ruin King as well.
Yep, double teleports to come in here on both sides of the map, as CuVee going to be on top of it. Doesn't have Slicing Maelstrom, though, it's there. Tempered Fate. Yeah, Pyosik's in trouble. True Shot Barrage is going to lock him down. Big taunt comes out from Mireu. Deft still trying to kite as the Corki will fall down. Deft grabs one of the kills, and still the Yuumi on top of that Lucian. Doran over here, and he's just going to be thrown to the wolves. And Hanwha Life win themselves a surprise team fight. DRX biting off a little more than they can chew.
Yeah, and so this is going to make DRX have to just be a little bit more cautious on their next attempt at the Baron. That was a very nice angle of engage. You can see Deft and Keria, they're looking for some action at this point in time. Also, the amount of disrespect coming out of Chovy with his itemization, doesn't get a QSS, doesn't try to go with any sort of magic resistance at all. And so Galio, he comes in here, really nice 4-man taunt. As everyone just had to stop and stare.
Yeah, I mean,
they managed to chew through.
Chovy did so much damage in a very, very short period of time that honestly wasn't enough. And if Hanwha Life do manage to get their layering of CC that beautifully, I mean, this is a very squishy DRX comp. If Doran's not there to have a bajillion different shields to layer across the top of everyone. So
Chovy doesn't
need to be a bit more careful.
To know what he wants to build. He had a crit cloak, and then he sold it, and now he picked up a pickaxe. So I'm not sure where...
I'm not sure either, as Chovy now going to fight CuVee, grabs that kill, and now he's 1 versus 2, clears out the minion wave as best he can as Viper. He's going to come over, wants to find himself an assist. He's got a bit of kiting here, and Chovy is going to go down without giving that assist over to the Ezreal. Deft, in the meantime, is here in the mid lane, seeing what he can do as far as overextending is concerned. It might be an inhibitor here, but Haru's going to come in the nick of time. Deft is going to slink back to the jungle.
Infernal Soul is coming up in a minute, so that should be the end of the game once that does appear. However, it is DRX, so if there's an option between Baron and Infernal Soul, you know which one they're taking.
Oh god, I'm pre-tilted. As there's the final chapter. Mireu, that's the wrong direction, my dude. He's going to get kicked out of his ultimate that he was trying to use to escape. And that's going to be a kill going over to Deft. Hanwha Life now to try and pick up and save their inhibitor turret here on the bottom side. 30 seconds until the Infernal Drake. And if I was DRX, I'd probably back away here, grab that Drake, and then move over to a Baron fight once I've guaranteed the Infernal Soul. As there's a teleport into the mid lane from Chovy, who has a package to deliver.
Yeah.
We'll see whose address it has on it.
Well, let's see what day delivery it has lined up for it. As Deft is going to be moving over to Dragon now. shoved in the way. That is so many shields, by the way, when
Yeah.
those white health bars are up.
The freest of
Yeah.
Infernal Drakes going to be taken here, and DRX may have done some homework. Since their last couple of matches, that's an Infernal Soul with
Yeah.
Baron available. LS,
This is perfect.
this is
Yeah.
progress right here.
Well, it should be pretty impossible for them to lose. That is really, really rude.
Look at them conga lining to their
Yeah.
deaths. It's pretty sad, actually. A little bit more morbid than I was expecting
That
at
was
this,
definitely
stage of the day.
W.
Okay, well, CuVee and Viper, they're going to do their best to clear out this mid lane. Bottom inhibitor turret didn't take too much damage, as you can see. DRX just going to park themselves around this Baron
Okay.
and look
so
to start another fight.
He finally does pick up the QSS.
Caster John is yelling like a lot.
Yeah, I
and
don't
I'm not
know.
entirely sure why.
Are we delayed, or what is going on?
Are we commentating something else? Maybe they got bored of the game and now they're talking about something else
I'm not
entirely.
sure what exactly it is that's going on.
Maybe this is the Korean cast version of the vanilla ice cream conversation?
Atlas, I don't think that you want to mention.
Yeah, I
vanilla
apologize.
ice cream. You know
Pyosik
what
landed a
happened
Q.
when you mention vanilla ice cream.
Anxious. Very anxious. Never mind, Hanwha Life with a lot of vision around this Baron area. Pyosik delivering some prowling projectiles to Viper. He gets that health back. By Lehends. Corki up here towards the top side. Outer turret is available. And you can see that DRX have that cheeky little ward inside the Baron pit, meaning that they can make interesting plays like this.
Well, seems like there's just a lot of posturing, and honestly, DRX being this reserved with this kind of advantage is very surprising. Chovy's going to come off of a recall yet again.
This is DRX giving away a lot of vision control. And speaking of vision, Ward is going to spot out Doran and Pyosik. And Keria there in the mid lane as Mireu, I think, might just be dead as Deft looking to try and take him down, but
It might
the
just
flash,
end.
Mireu is going to be able to get out of there.
The fight ends up going in their favor. Okay.
This turret's not going to be going down too fast. There are no minions. It's very far up the lane. As DRX, they're desperate for a fight.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure whether that's what we want to look for here as Hanwha Life clear out that wave very easily. Now DRX will look to go back towards that Baron. Flash out there from Doran, has to avoid the Tempered Fate.
And did they give the blue to Yuumi? They did. And so, very nice allocation for that buff. Banshee's Veil was picked up on Galio, but honestly, I mean, it doesn't make any sense because Corki just pops it so quick. You're not ever getting value out of that. I have no idea. That's absolutely a loss to Shopkeeper. Honestly, I gotta hit up the Shopkeeper. I need to learn a thing or two.
Well, CuVee, yeah, finds himself a little bit in no man's land, but Corki gonna get knocked up in the air. Flash out there from Chovy, and haha, never mind. Yuumi exists. Chovy now just gonna stand back. Not gonna get hit by that True Shot barrage. The Galio falls down. Pyosik going super aggressive, looking for another Q, and is going to proc it there. Onto Lehends, Deft dashing on forward with the Ardent Blaze, gets a bit of a movement speed buff as Viper gets over that wall with the Arcane Shift, and DRX going to start it off all over again, and this time without having to deal with any of the Hanwha Life solo laners, and it should mean that this Baron's going to go down, and, you know, it's about time, LS. I think it's about DRX's time to finish this one off.
Yeah. They're probably just going to take this Baron, look for a reset together, and then there should be one final push. So, CuVee coming in, flashes away, gets into Fog of War, goes for the Slicing Maelstrom. They just don't have enough damage, and Chovy just able to live there, dishes out so much. Galio goes down very, very quickly. Pyosik getting a lot of damage in, takes another Resonating Strike immediately into Safeguard, and as we come back into live, this is about to be all that she wrote. Death Cap almost complete on Karma, not going to have it for this fight. Finally, Void Staff coming in for Kennen, but it's not really going to matter. Galio's stuck on items. Ezreal, not even sure where he's going at with the build. Oh, he's going to go for Blade of the Ruin King next, but this game is definitely all she wrote.
By the way, I don't know about the Chovy vote, my dude.
What? Yes, you do. What? Come on, Atlas.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at my boy Deft. He's doing pretty good this game.
Atlas, come on. What's going on?
We'll have a look at this team.
Pay attention
The
to the
teleport
last
is
fight.
coming in. That's a big taunt. Lands onto a few members, but double QSS gets him out of the way. CuVee dies as an afterthought. That is Chovy picking up that kill. Well indicated.
Double
That's
kill.
a double. Are we looking for the pentakill? Could this save the player of the game vote?
Yes,
it may, just as Chovy finds the triple. Heroic entrance to deliver the quadra to the Corki as he goes golden for a moment. Of course they're going to give it to him. No, they're not.
What?
Deft is going to steal it away. Is now Viper. He's gone onto the fountain. He's not given any quadra kills or double kills over to these two members of DRX. Unless Deft has something to say about it, Nexus turret's now going to be taken low as the Karma steals that last kill, then throws herself into the void afterwards. But this is going to be the Nexus turret taken down. DRX making fairly short work of Hanwha Live. 33-minute victory.